ill child, and she's doing her fucking best to provide for her children. One of them is just out here trying to survive another day with her child. The other's showing his ding-dong to minors. Focus on the ones doing bad stuff. Focus on the people who literally pleaded guilty to child abuse but won't tell you why they did it. I think I know what Petty's got on you, though, Smash. I think I do. So keep going. I was fine. I was all good. I was fine up until the point these people started messing with people like this. I don't like hurting people. You can record that. You can play it back. You can mock me. You can make fun of me. But I will tell you right here, right now, at the end of the day, I'm not the one who sat on live telling people, I'll teach you how to please a man, which is a phrase used very commonly by abusers, by the way. I'm not the one who will literally put up someone who's in active DV's information and not feel shame about it if I was ever told that. I'm not the one who takes pleasure in sitting here and playing back clip after clip, but I will do it because people are absolutely entitled to know when people are taking advantage of them.
Breathe, baby, breathe.
Oh, I'm good.
I feel good. So I'm sure she's streaming you or she's recording you. So let me just say this. Ashley, you ain't seen a crazy bitch yet. You have not seen a crazy bitch yet. So game on, bitch. Number 2. Didn't you just say last night that you didn't have a partner? You didn't have a man? Isn't that what you said? Isn't that what you said? So, why you sitting up there in your single wide trailer with your little bitch barn in front of it, and that's where you do your fucking lives, cut the goddamn grass around your yard. Because your name should really be Trashly and not Smashly. So, you want to pick at somebody? You want to call somebody a crazy bitch? Game on, bitch. Game on. And you take that to the fucking bank, you dumb bitch. You wanted my attention so bad. You have begged for my fucking attention for the last month. Well, guess what, bitch? You got it. You got it. You got my attention. Very clear.
And I just want to reference, normally I wouldn't condone name calling, but Smash sat on live last night and called leather and laced Leatherface all night long.
That, and she was like, and I'm listening to this crazy bitch's live. Yep. You ain't seen crazy. You have begged for so long for my fucking attention, and you've got it now. I'll show you crazy. You ain't seen crazy yet. So maybe we should call you Little Shitty and not Smashly. So go clean your single wide trailer up, bitch. And get a job. And talk about it too, because you was there. Fuck that bitch.
Everybody tap, please.
I'm so sorry, Mallory.
No, you're good. I fully expected to probably lose this channel tonight for about 7 days. I've got a backup, by the way, everybody. It's running on ADHD 3.
Everybody tap. Boogie's coming up. Everybody tap.
No, she is not trash because she lives in a trailer. I have a mod who lives in a trailer. Do not even start that shit.
No, because let me clear that. I have told my husband I have seen some trailers that are absolutely gorgeous and have even pleaded with him to sell our house and buy one because they are gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's trash because of the way she acts. The things she said.
It's the holier than thou for me.
Mm-hmm. And she ain't shit.
And Mallory, I took it upon myself to go ahead and opt your lives out of being recorded.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Which will delete all the previous ones as well.
Good. I'm sure she'll try to download all that shit tonight.
Oh, it literally takes minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ask Steph, because we did it with her.
Yeah, because she can't record mine either anymore. So nah, bitch.
Yeah, she sure has a lot to say. I will say that she definitely knew about all of the things. The money and all of the things, the list, Amazon wish list, which stop making it about your kids, because unless you have kids that wear women's size 8 Crocs and like that duvet comforter and all the books that you read, well, those aren't for your kids. Now all the Legos and shit, yes.
I don't care if it's being recorded. I don't care. I do not care. I will say it to her face if the elf-looking ass bitch will just come over here and get in a box.
She's unblocked. I unblocked her a while ago.
I will say it to her face. I will even turn on my camera and say it to her face. Nobody is afraid of her ass. It's time to go back to the North Pole, Trashly.
And I just want to point out, too, like, my issue is not with Liz. My issue is not with anyone else but Kendra, Rivka, and Smash right now. Those are the 3 that I am so fucking sick of listening to the hypocrisy with.
Well, I mean, they all
needs-
roll in the same group. I mean, that's the thing. So look at who their creator is, the biggest hypocrite of all time. So there's that. But they all do it. I mean,
and let me stand corrected on something, since there's 627 people in here. Let me stand corrected. I misspoke on Wicked Witch Bitch, whatever her fucking name is. I misspoke. She did not reach out to OG the day after Christmas. So I misspoke on that, and I apologize for that. So let me clear that up right now. It was another person, and I got those two confused. So I will retract that statement.
Oh, the PayPal's in my bio just to piss Smash off at this point. I have fun trolling her at this point. But thank you, because I don't ever call attention to it, so I just like making her mad. Sorry.
Well, if they would get out and get a fucking job and work like every other American woman has to support their family, you wouldn't live where you live, and you wouldn't look the way you look.
Oh, well,
yes.
You know, they sat on Muffin Man's live the other day and made fun of me and said that I'm a narcissist because I work when I'm on live sometimes.
Why does that make you a narcissist?
I'd love to know it, because it was said. Like, you're a bad person when they say you don't have a job, but when you prove you do because you're working literally on live, you're a narcissist because you're working. Like, it's the double standard. You'll never win with them because they're always going to be a this or that with them. Like
100%. And that's the problem that I think most people have, is that it is the double standard. And I will say, Liz wants up to, which is great. I would love for her to clarify why I apparently know Survivor, or Survivor came into my life and spoke to me. I don't know anything about who that is. She just added me yesterday. The only reason why I know that is because I saw the screenshot from Smash's live where Liz showed the account, but I don't even fucking know her, so I don't know anything about that.
And Liz, I want to tell you that when we listened to that clip, I did preface, I don't think that, like, having a wish list makes anyone inherently a scammer. It's
not at all.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know that.
I just want to clear up that those size 8 Crocs were for my child who was born female, but wears a size 8. I wear a size 11. Oh. Since Bougie wants to speak on that. And honestly, I wanted to come up here and speak to just Mallory. However, I guess we're all here.
Well, I mean, we were up here.
Right.
But we can drop if you'd like. I don't have a problem with that. Mallory.
It's up to everyone else.
I mean, I can drop too, but until she knows who I am or what I am or whatever, I mean, there's no need to call me Leatherface, because I could call you much worse. But
misgendering me is pretty up there too.
I'm sorry, what?
Misgendering me routinely is pretty up there too.
I've never misgendered you, ever.
She does go. They do go by they them. Sorry, I have to catch myself still.
I call her a Liz. I do not call they them. I've always said Liz. I've never said they them, he or she. I've never said it. I've just said Liz.
Okay, semantics at this point. However, I would like to speak with just Mallory for the sake of me keeping my cool.
Well, I mean, we can all lose our cool, but in respect for Mallory, we'll drop because I'm not afraid of anybody. Thanks, Mal.
Thank you. Okay.
I guess my question is why does my story, my situation, have to be used to make your point?
It was what Smash said in the conversation.
Okay. That was my first question, main one, more so.
Yeah, and she did make it personal for me when she started bringing my name into that as well, too, and saying if Mallory had done it this way, she specifically brought me up in that, though.
Okay. For the record, I wasn't, and nor have I ever said I was trying to intimidate Stephanie, ever. So I don't know where that came from. But I do have all the screenshots, and Bougie, it's Slapaho who was in your comments, which is Survivor's alt account, which I do have multiple people confirming that as well, and also her admitting it to those people. And it's all because I, quote unquote, didn't give her enough of a thank you. That's what she told them when they asked. I know you're not. I never claimed you had to be, nor that you should be. I just thought it was a wild comment. What does it have to do with you? Because you're the one speaking on it. In your attempt to make digs at other people, my situation's being brought up.
And I do want to make it clear, when we were listening to that, I did say, like, I'm not labeling you a scammer. I don't think this makes you a scammer. Like, it's purely, number one, at one point, Smash, you're showing a text message and Smash says, oh, I did see this. And that kind of makes it sound like she did know what she was talking about rather than she's just finding out. And there is some information to indicate that Smash has known a lot of things going on behind the scenes, as she's lying to other people and saying she didn't. And then there's the point where she starts to bring me up and then tells the story about how she put a post in community groups, which by my standards would be dry begging, saying I'll work for money so my kids don't have nothing to open on Christmas, and, you know, referencing it as she's got multiple wish lists as if she would have given those out. And for me, my problem is with Smash and all of this. She's the one that went to Petty and tried to make me look bad. She's the one that's made fun of me for having a PayPal account in my bio for my fiance's birthday. And she's gotten out of control. The things she does, the things she says about people. I will tell you, there are times where I've literally told people, like, Smash makes me feel like a piece of shit. Not because I am one, but because of what she says.
And I can see that. I understand.
Playing with people's mental health, and she doesn't get it at this point. Like, she literally had someone say, what if this, like, really hurts Mallory mentally? And she said, Mallory can take it. If not, she'll tell me. And I literally said on my next live, like, this is affecting my mental health. And she didn't give a shit. She laughed at it.
Okay. Well, I missed that. I apologize for that. I can't apologize for her, but I missed that personally.
No, I'm just saying, like, at this point, like, I have held back. I have so much. I know other people have so much, and we're just tired of it. We're tired of, like, literally every night she gets on, she says, I won't talk about Mallory. If she does, I haven't been on for 2 nights, and she's talked about me heavily both nights. She just can't stop. And he sat there 2 nights ago and told Megan straight to her face, I don't think you're a racist, after everybody's been going at Andy, calling her a racist for sitting with Megan.
That part was a little upsetting for me, because I do personally think that Megan is a racist, and I'll stand on that when I said what I said. I've been saying that for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Same with somebody else who's claimingly taking a break, so I'll take it easy on that one. Who likes to use certain words, but then not remember that using them, but I digress.
Yeah.
No. So my situation is that they asked not once, not twice, but 3 times. The first 2 times I told them no. For the very reason that already came out. And by the 3rd time, I had just put my cat down.
Yeah.
And in the last month, we had 3 vet visits and then that one, which cost almost $500 to put said cat down. So yes, things were, if they're tight beforehand, because I'm starting up a business, having all of that, they got really tight then.
Yeah.
So by that point, I said, okay. And it actually started because Survivor reached out to me and said, I adopt kids already every year for Christmas. What's the difference if I adopt 2 kids that I actually know? To which then Survivor reached out to OG. They had a whole group chat about it. Andy, you can send me a message. I can work on press-ons. If you don't live in my state, I unfortunately can't do them for you. However, I can make press-ons for people. Sorry, I get distracted by comments.
You're good. Yeah.
I'm trying not to look at them, actually. I was sitting in my car waiting for it to warm up because it's, Ice City right now.
Oh yeah, we're waiting on it here.
I got word that I heard my voice and I was like, oh, well, I've gone up there before.
Yeah.
If I keep my cool, I will ask to go up there again. So yes, Survivor, tattoos, and Isabel sent things for Christmas. And then OG reached out to somebody who's not in that group because they're close to me. Their name's Chastity. They go by something else here on the app. And they also sent something for Christmas. However, I only was going to send my 2 kids list until OG sent me texts saying, send us your list too. To which OG didn't do, she helped organize it.
Okay.
But OG herself did not send anything for Christmas.
Okay.
And I have seen in 4K where OG has claimed that she finds it funny that we fell out after things started happening, to which I have to say, it's because I got sick of the fucking drama, to which me and others in your quote-unquote group have been saying for weeks now. Oh, I don't want the drama, however, go in this live, talk about this, go stand up for me, you know my truth, you know this. It's beating an unalived horse. What's the point? And I got sick of it because people were coming at me sideways for shit. So I said, I'm done.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with Christmas. Well, you want me to stay there and then you get mad at me for not being active in a chat?
Yeah. And I get that. And like I said earlier, I have always been of the mindset a PayPal is not what makes you a scammer. A wish list is not what makes you a scammer. When you are someone like Kim Peters who gets on here and says, I need $800 to pay my rent, and then 3 days later, you're in a hotel room looking for a bang bang session with your man who just got out of prison, that's scamming. Because we know the $800 went to the room and not your apartment that you already had paid for. I am not judging you for having a wish list. I don't think it's inherently wrong that people want to do good things for people. I just cannot take the judgment anymore. And to have gone so hard at me because people wanted to do something nice for my fiance and I was open about it. If I had not, okay, so when I just want to tell you this because I think it's important. When Shirley asked me on my live, what kind of birthday cake do you like? And I told her, I like the Dairy Queen one. And she sent me $30 and said, go have Mr. Mal buy you a birthday cake.
I will say I shot from the hip there.
Yeah.
I jumped the gun and I apologize for that.
No, it's okay. It literally, I don't hold grudges, and that's what people don't understand with me. It's when people won't acknowledge things. I never asked anybody for money. I even, with Mr. Mel, the only reason I really decided to put it even in public was I knew if something like what Holy did came out and people are like, oh, well, I sent $20 for his birthday to her. Like,
Yeah.
people turn on you sometimes. And the
No, I
last
get
thing
yeah.
I wanted,
You don't say.
yeah, and like I watched it happen to Rissa, and like, you know, it, despite however people feel about Rissa, she was in the same situation, and she asked people not to bring it to TikTok because
Right. Absolutely.
she had her reasons. She didn't want it to be a public thing. She didn't want people to think she's, you know, this terrible person. And it got brought here, and she got dragged for weeks on weeks about it. And I don't think that's how you should be either. I don't think it's right that we sit here and, you know, at one point or another, like, want to drag somebody simply because someone did something nice for them. I want to focus on the people who are literally doing bad things. But tonight is just about the hypocrisy of it all. It's the labeling Andy anti-Semitic because she thought Rivka was wearing a do-rag, and we could have taught her what it was in reality. And instead...
Oh, I absolutely missed that.
Yeah.
What?
So on Queen's Live that night when they were ripping into everybody, Andy was in the comment section and she said, why is Rivka wearing a do-rag? She was not the only one. There were multiple people who asked it. I guess it's a traditional Jewish head.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And so when Rivka heard Andy had said that, she basically just outright called her anti-Semitic, said it's this, showed a picture of it, sent Andy a message that her job was over, her life was over, basically. Andy tried apologizing, Andy was the one to reach out, apologize. Rivka basically told her that her Jewish ancestors should be ashamed of her and she hopes she gets the life she deserves. That her job was basically in jeopardy, and Andy's job was contacted in an attempt to make her seem anti-Semitic.
Lord.
And so, you know, we addressed that. We addressed Kendra. You know, for whatever reason, Kendra just goes after Melissa, and recently put up that her community had done a fundraiser a few years ago and made $2,000 and given it to Melissa, and she's talking about how Melissa's living off the government. But what is Kendra doing for work? Like, I'm not trying to bash anybody, but how can you sit there when you yourself don't have a job?
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. And so that, and then just smash. Like, everybody just has to fucking stop at some point. And so, you know,
I miss when we went after just the scammers and not each other.
I'm the same way. And like, my thing is like, we've all got our differences. And last night, the tipping point for me a lot was watching them talk about this man who clearly did something wrong 27 years ago, and talk about, you know, what he did to this child. It was an essay.
Yeah. I was in and out at that time. Yeah.
It was okay for everybody to question that man, but we're not okay when we ask, why would Petty plead guilty to this charge if he wasn't guilty? And so it's the hypocrisy of it. Like, we're not okay hearing that we're bad people because we've asked this question, but then sitting there and listening, you know, to people say, oh, well, that happened a few years ago, it's in the past, but, you know, this man's happened 27 years ago. Do I think it should be talked about? Yes.
But remember when y'all read my message to OG?
Yeah,
and I asked her to keep me from
Yep.
the live. I wasn't her content, and y'all were like, she's a con man. Why is she shady? Why does she want you not to talk about her on TikTok? Isn't that kind of the same thing?
You're right. It is. And that's on me. And I apologize for that. I sincerely do. I will say, now that I have stepped out of the shadow that is OG, there's a lot of things that I'm seeing that I only got half the information. And now I'm seeing a lot more that I wish I would have looked into before I spoke on. Not just you. There's a lot of things. So yeah, I will own up to that. I do apologize for that.
I'm not a I told you.
I've heard
That's
I told
not
you
that's
so
not my
a lot
intent.
of times in the past couple of weeks. Yep,
It's really
it's okay.
shitty
Yep.
to see all as a whole, because the fucking internet is the internet. We say that every day. But it's really nasty. In this review of the past 5 months, and Mallory knows the review I'm referring to. We kind of like were looking at the main person that was speaking on us and saying the things. We weren't really paying attention to the other folks that were in the box and that were co-signing and throwing names out and jabs and nodding and laughing and giggling and mocking on the side of it. And nobody deserves it.
You're right.
And the
Nobody does.
clapback is real. So a lot of people have been quiet and just been letting shit play out. And then, at some point we are like, well, fuck you too. And we can give it right back to you.
Right.
More so in the sense of like, it's very hypocritical and there's a lot of double standards going on, specifically with like 3 or 4 people. I did not come up here to say, ha ha, like it's not that.
Honestly, if you
But
did, I
I
wouldn't
just
blame
like,
you.
I'm
wouldn't
glad
blame
that you got to see this side of it. It sucks that why you had to go through that, because if those are your friends, you shouldn't be put in that position. If somebody had good intentions in helping you and being supportive of you and loving on you, that's awesome. And it should have just been that. But it's also like, well, you see where we were coming from the whole
Yep.
time and trying to like, girl, excuse me, respectfully, I
No,
don't mean to
I get, yeah,
disrespect
you're
you,
good. That I
but that's
get.
how we talk. Like,
Yeah.
shh, come on now, see
Yep.
what's going on here.
I do want to point out too, because there's been a lot misconstrued with Rissa. Rissa did not approach OG. She did the same
No,
thing.
I know that part. I do know that part. And again, I didn't approach OG either.
Yeah.
It's very much so. And I have learned that they have an MO. And to me, and I'm sure it'll run right back to her, and at this point, I don't care. They want to help to make themselves look better. It's giving the same as you go live to, you go live because you're handing a homeless person money and you want everybody to know, or you film it kind of thing. Especially since all this started over, I didn't thank them enough. Despite every time they said something was coming or I got something, I did thank them. In fact, they sent me that Siamese plush that you guys may have seen me film with. Survivor did. And I sent a video when I opened it, bawling my eyes out. And I've sent other videos where my cats were cuddling said plush.
Oh.
Because even the cats seemed to know what it was there for.
Yeah.
So to say I'm not thankful is a wild fucking thing. Pardon my French.
Yeah, I mean, the same. It sucks. I hear you 100% because as these people, whether they care or not, here, no, I have never said I was ungrateful for her.
Right.
I did say I wish I'd never met her. I'm grateful for the support that I received. I never ever said I would not pay her back.
Right.
It's just come up a lot that money may not have come from her. So I have been trying to figure out if that's true, and if someone else did donate, please reach out to me so we can figure out how to get you your money back.
Absolutely,
Instead
yep.
of enriching her. And I also, everybody knows, will not give her any more of my personal information. And legally, Mallory knows all the ins and outs of this. I stand on that, and I have done what I need to do because of the other shit that's going on,
Right.
as y'all say, on that back end. And I hope nobody else has to go through that. I truly do. It just sucks that it has to play out like that for people that really felt like that was their friend and she wanted to support them, whether it's not even just her. I don't know how many people were involved. It's just
Right.
a whole shitty situation, and you should not have to be embarrassed. And not saying that you are, but people shouldn't try to make you feel that way. People shouldn't make anybody feel like crap, but then people also shouldn't be on here digging deep and attacking others for being in similar situations
Right.
that they have been in their damn self. We are all a step away from shit. Some of us may already be tippy toes in it. But it's TikTok, and people gonna play how they want to play, but don't get mad when motherfuckers start clapping back.
Right.
And I'm not saying that to you, I'm just saying
No.
in
I got you.
general. Like it's an all around fucked up situation.
No, I will admit.
We don't want to kiss on our boobs.
Yeah, I will admit. Last night it got played again because I don't know if it was Stephanie's or Bougie's live.
Hey, oh, I didn't.
The phone call.
I think so because I didn't. Nobody muted her. It didn't come down. Moose.
Excuse me. Sheesh.
I'm chewing on my hand the whole time.
No personal space, not allowed.
Nope, none ever. Especially with him.
Him as a baby.
Yeah.
They're all babies. Come on now. I did lose my chill because there was a lot of I don't know remember who was speaking because I was half awake because I seem to fall asleep now when Smash goes live, and then I don't know if it's because I hear my name, I'm waking up or whatnot, and they're like, "You want to talk about it?" I'm like, oh, "Fudge, okay." But there was a lot of she, and then now I know that not everybody knows. However, I do know that there are a lot who frequent all the lives. Mm-hmm. And that's what's upsetting is those who don't correct me, because I've seen that there are people who, when I'm around, it's they, them, like correcting people on my behalf. But when I'm not there, they call me she. And that I've been side-eyeing for a hot minute now, all around. There's no like one person in particular. But all in all, as I said last night, if this was an attempt by Survivor or whomever else may brought it to the app, because at this point, I can't trust anyone who has told me that they didn't bring it to the app, Amber. But if it was an attempt to make me look awful, all it's done is made you look.
Well, not the phone call. Moosh. Somebody wanted me to ask about the weighted kitty.
Charlie, where even are you?
Yeah, that was the plush. That was the plush that I was referring to. That Siamese plush that Survivor did send. It weighed
not in a
almost
shady
exactly.
way. Like, where can you get it?
I'm assuming Amazon if it was on her wish list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it was on. It was. My son's trying to call me, but it was on Amazon. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah.
I just got told maybe I should come over here because I was about to eat dinners.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to interrupt, but the comments were off, so I couldn't post what I was trying to say in the comments.
You're good.
Hold on, let me see one more thing.
Pegs, what are you doing?
Okay. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah.
If it comes back to me, I'll be in the trap. Bees in the trap.
Not the barbs.
Ugh, I cannot. But although somebody did say that they thought I looked like her, and I was like, what? Never in my life. Never in my life. And she's not an ugly woman. I've never heard that shit in my life, and I don't think so. Not Nicholas saying, stand the fuck up. Barb, sit the fuck down. He's going to get me for that. Okay, hope everybody is eating something yummy or ate something yummy, and I'll be back for the more bullshit later. Also, you may want to clarify and verify when you say Amber which one it is. Okay, bye.
Is there more than one in this group?
There's more than one. Okay, bye.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, OG, Amber.
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't even, when I think of Amber in that group, that's what I think of.
I don't know at all because I knew who you were talking about, so I didn't even think about like anyone else thinking like me.
Right.
But, like every time we talk about someone, they're like, "What did I do?" And I'm like, "Not you."
You're right. You're absolutely right. Good looking out, Rissa. Appreciate that. I don't want anybody thinking they caught a stray.
I am glad you got to talk though, because I know that with Rissa, she got a lot of slack on that, and he was in that same situation. There's so many people on this app who make judgments based on someone needing help, and I think there's a difference between needing help and abusing help. And
absolutely. Now, I will say, I don't think there's any harm in like if there is your birthday or in this case Christmas and you're in a bind of putting up a wish list or whatnot, or in a PayPal, and you have, because it is much easier to say it's right there than everyone, oh, let me copy paste. I personally despise repeating myself and or being interrupted. So I understand the sentiment. But then there's people who just leave up their wish list year round. I won't name names. We already know who I'm referring to there. Yeah, I never thought I'd say this, Walla, but you're right. You're right. And you can go ahead and mark me down as one of the casualties. And it sucks. And I when we fell out, I did cry quite heavily because, you know, if you didn't know, I don't have either of my parents. And so I did grow close to OG and her husband. I did call them mom and dad. And it kind of felt like grieving them all over again.
I can understand that. And I'm really sorry. Because I know what it's like to build relationships on this app with people and think that there's somebody you can trust. And one day wake up and all of a sudden they're sitting with people saying some really bad things about you. And it's not fun. And that's the side of TikTok I don't think anybody expects to find. And I'm grateful there are a lot of people who don't find it, but there are people who do find it. And unfortunately, like, you have to be very guarded with people anymore because I'm learning there are people who will befriend you and do things simply so they can throw you under a bus later. And it sucks.
Yeah. Actually, I made a comment when she was so quick to go, oh, yeah, that's Survivors. I was thinking to myself, wonder if she just offered her up to throw her under the bus, or did she? Because I know a lot of the time she would tell us, "Oh, go and, you know, speak on my behalf, or, you know, go in there and say this and that." So I don't know personally if it was just Survivor doing what Survivor wanted to do, or if she was speaking on the behalf of OG. I probably will never know. And honestly, I've made my peace with it. I love them all. I don't fall out with people and lose love. I'll always have love for them. Do I think the situation sucks? Absolutely. There are some people in that group I still actively talk to on a daily basis. One of them plays Fortnite with my son all the time. And, you know, but there are some people from that group they don't deserve a response anymore.
Yeah, there are.
But I appreciate you letting me up.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
And if anybody has any questions, that goes as well for Bougie and Stephanie, Otto, whoever else was talking about it. I don't know, because I don't go in there and watch your guys' lives. I just hear what I hear on other people's. You can message me, absolutely. Also, Stephanie, I apologize. I did say Leatherface. I'm sorry for that. I don't like that was out of character for myself. I'm sorry. I am.
Thank you for coming up and saying
I could do
that.
better.
We all can, honestly.
But if anybody has questions, they can message me. I know you do, Mittens. You can ask me as well. As Mallorie, you and I know that I do try to come up here and be civil. No, nothing gets done when we all come in hot.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you all. I have to go brace this storm now. You guys have a great night, and I'll probably see you all around.
All right. See ya. Be safe.
Bye.
Bye. How we all feeling now? How we feel? We good? Mental health check. Let's play some music real quick. Very productive. And I think it's important to remind you all, I don't think having a wish list makes you a bad person. If you want to make a wish list, make a fucking wish list. Just don't lie about it. Like, not even, and I'm not saying listed. I'm saying, like, don't say it's for XYZ because you went through, like, something and then be living in California when that thing happened in, like, New York. You know what I mean? Just be mindful of that stuff.
Hey, let me just say this real quick. I hope she's still listening because Bougie and I got our information from OG. OG brought it to us. We didn't go to her. So I just want to make that clear. And sorry, Liz, I do come in hot because that's just, I'm always in defense mode. So I apologize for coming in hot. And OG is the one who brought it to Bougie and I. We did not reach out to her. So now I'm going to make my dog shut up. So going now. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. On that note, had to. Oh, we had to. What the fuck? Jesus fucking Christ. Ah, shit. I knew it. I told myself. 1 L, 2 S's. Fuck! Sorry. My brain's on autopilot right now. Shut up, okay, everybody? Let them drag me for that, by the way. I told myself. I literally was thinking it, and I still... I have a friend who spells it with 2 L's and 1 S, so... What? She has friends? Bitches. I don't like dotting my I's, okay? But I'm done. There. Mine's bigger, bitch! Sorry, I had to. But, yeah. Rivka, Kendra. Alright? Andy's not anti-Semitic. It's Stephanie at Bougie. The fact she can't even spell bougie without 5 million. Andy's at the top there. Andy's at the top. Okay, I'm in the middle of a very important message right now. Tell him. You tell him, Polly. Tell him to leave them alone. Tell him. Tell him. Yes. Tell him. Tell him. Tell him. Right? 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 You say, we don't be mean to friends. Get him. Get him. Yeah. Yeah, you tell Kendra and Rivka. You tell them. She told yeah, well, Kendra told everybody I'm a bad dog mom, so you go ahead. I know. She said that about your mommy. She said that about your mommy. Good girl. Thank you. Oh, she sits with Muffin Man. Okay. Yeah, they're a block. Miss Unknown, shut your pie hole. Oh, well, did y'all know Miss Unknown puts people's essay down and talks to essay victims by saying she's going to take their man and they're going to be kicked out of their house because they can't please their man enough? I mean, she's not blocked over here, I don't believe. She could have come and said that shit to my face at least, but why is she talking about, or is she just bored? See, the difference between me and someone like Miss Unknown is I don't have to be nasty to get my point across. I'll just tell you how it is. Heard Miss Sunshine deactivated her account, which was ironic given I made that video about how I was gonna be calling out some people for saying someone's essay was just a catfishing situation when it took their therapist 4 years to get them to understand it was essay. But I'm glad we can all come to the agreement that evidently people use situations as crutches and it's okay to belittle and mock them, but then Kendra and Rivka and all of them are allowed to sit over in other people's boxes or inboxes and tell them that they sit with people who diminish their traumas. It's almost like we're picking and choosing whose traumas are more important than the others. Trafficking is not okay. Anyone who's experienced it, it should not happen. Ever. I have seen her picture, and I believe that, honest to God, everybody's beautiful in their own ways. I'm not going to sit here and mock anyone for the way they look. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's all right. I think that women should be focused on things that are not inherently a part of them. You can't change the way you look without massive surgery. And even then, people are going to make fun of you. I mean, my God, how can someone sit with a friend who's had face modifications and make fun of someone on the other side who's had facial modifications? How has nobody asked that, by the way? Everyone comes at Bougie for her lips, but you're all not looking at your side and thinking, man, I might make this person feel like shit for their lips. I'm not going to drop names either. I just want to know how y'all think it's okay to mock one person when you're sitting with someone who's got the same exact modification. Like, it's, do we not see the hypocrisy? And like fucking Smash sitting there telling her, go get more water. Stop taking sips off the camera. Okay? Stop mocking people for fucking anything. Like, it's fucking weird. How are you going to sit there and make fun of somebody for something knowing someone that sits with you looks the same way? Do you not think, wow, I might make my friend feel really shitty? I'm never, like, the only time, I think one time out of character, very uncharacteristically, when I was very mad at Megan, I told her to go shave her mustache. And I shouldn't have fucking said it. I really should not have said it. Now, I tell you, I thought it was fucking hilarious that one day when she waxed it on live because she was making a huge joke out of it. That was fucking hilarious. I should not have said it, though. And then when Cartel was saying she would F my man over and over again for 30 minutes, I did tell her he doesn't want your crusty ass. But I'm not gonna sit here and belittle anyone for the way that they look. Like, in general. Like, if I slip, I slip. I have mistakes. I'm human. I make them. I can apologize. But I don't have to like Miss Unknown, but I also don't have to sit here and belittle her in the ways that she belittles other people. Because, in my opinion, that's what will always make me better than that person, is that I don't have to resort to things that are beyond somebody's control. And that's my power. I can call out the ugliness of mocking people's essay. I can call out the ugliness of sitting there and making fun of people for the way they look. I can call out the ugliness of saying some of the things that I have heard come from Miss Unknown's mouth on a continuous basis. Because I know I will do my best every single fucking day to not say anything as derogatory as some of the women on this app sit here and say. I know that I will never sit here and falsely accuse somebody of stealing. At one point, I think I stole my best friend's husband, but then it evolved into my best friend's father. Either way, he had a friend he worked with. I had a friend I worked with. He was divorced. I was out of a bad relationship. Our friends asked us to go to a baseball game. Now, his friend that he worked with was the wife of the man that I worked with. And the wife, did not like a girl that another one of their friends that they invited was dating. And her hope was that that guy would be interested in me. However, it turned out that Mr. Mallorie, 5 days later, was the one I went on a date with. Keep spreading the lies. Like I said to all the people